Glow or Paige, who will be evicted and who will rise to power and become the new head of household? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. It's day 15 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Kendra was the head of household. She nominated Glow and Gina for eviction, but Gina won the Golden Power Veto in the Big Brother Yankee Swap Golden Power Veto competition, which was upgraded to a Diamond Power Veto. She used it to save herself, and she nominated Paige in her place, which means in just moments, Glow or Paige will be evicted and the Conservative Party will lose their first member. Who will it be? We'll find out shortly. And who will become the new head of household? We'll also find out shortly. But first, I gave the house guests until 9 p.m. last night to try and find the remaining power that was available in the first 2 weeks of the game. And some house guests made quite a bit of an effort. I would say 2 house guests were reasonably close. I will admit I made this a bit too hard. What happened was I put from days 2 through 10 a letter there. I should have turned the light. I cannot get my finger to go that way. I should have turned the light on in the hall so that you can see it. It was still visible, but it was not easy to see. But 2 house guests did see it. So yeah, there was a letter there, from days 2 through 10. The letters, when spelled out backwards, said, "Who said it?" And if you message me in the diary room that the person who said, "Mankind must put an end to war before war puts an end to mankind," and "Ask not what you can do for your country, ask what your country can do for you," or the other way around. Whoever was able to catch those 2 and was able to declare who said it, being JFK, would have won a steal a vote, which would have allowed that house guest to steal the vote of any other house guests at any point up to and including the week of the final 6. And you could use the steal a vote even if you are the head of household or one of the 2 nominees. So yes, I did make it a bit too difficult, but I always say it's better to make finding things too difficult than too easy, because I hate when things get caught like this. Karen and Steven were notorious for the second an episode got posted, "I see this!" And I'm like, shut up, Karen. But I love her. But yeah, and of course the All-Stars in Season 5 were crazy good at finding things. But yeah, so the steal a vote, there's already more than enough powers and advantages in this game. I'm sure you're actually all probably relieved that it's not in play. But yeah, so nobody got the steal a vote. Javier is still the only person, because it was introduced last season. Javier did find it last season, but he did not get a chance to play it. But I'm sure Javier will be thrilled that he has the opportunity to walk around the streets of Argentina saying, "Disculpe, soy la única persona en la historia de la tarta de queso de Gran Hermano que ha robado un voto. Y se ha folado a su madre. Buen día." So, yeah. But anyway, so the steal a vote is now gone. Are there any other powers or advantages that may become hidden throughout the rest of the season? I don't know. Okay, next up, somebody in the alumni chat, the Big Brother Cheesecake alumni chat was pretty active yesterday, and one of the topics that came up was, did Dustin make the right decision in picking the veto vault, always get to play in vetoes, versus a vote tripler or the wheel? And somebody said that the wheel one is useless because there might not ever be a wheel. But ties have happened pretty often in Big Brother Cheesecake. And right before Christmas, before the season began, I actually looked up how many ties we had based on the old head of household rule. There were 6 ties in the history of Big Brother Cheesecake. Season 4 and 7 did not have any, but all the other seasons had at least one. But they were all 2-2 or 1-1 or 1-1-1 ties. And fun fact, the only head of household who got to break a tie more than once was JoJo, who in season 3 broke a tie between Caitlyn and Lynn and evicted Lynn, and in Caitlyn, and tomato, and in season 5 broke a tie between Brazil and Rhonda and evicted Brazil. Also, so shout out to JoJo, who is the only head of household to break a tie twice. Also, shout out to JoJo. It's very rare that I wear his favorite article of clothing, but today I just happened to have a gray sweatpants day, and JoJo loves gray sweatpants. So just a reminder, JoJo, if you ever break up with your fiance, this can be your buffet. Anyway, I don't get the gray sweatpants thing. That's not my thing. My article of clothing that turns me on men is blue jeans. But again, don't ask me why. So I don't get the gray sweatpants thing, but I don't even get my own. I just see it and I get excited. So, what are you going to do? Okay, let's see. Let's move on. I got myself totally sidetracked there. Let's move on to the Pringles party. So tomorrow, house guests, we are going to the Pringles party. Since Kendra has already selected 2, which I didn't expect, there are no more 2s until the very last week. So that power for the new head of household will be gone. I was expecting head of households to be saying 1 every single time. So there's going to be 1 can of Pringles open tomorrow. Everybody except for Curtis, Gina, Dustin, and Kendra must privately message me by 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight whether or not you are accepting the temptation to open a can of Pringles should your name be drawn. There are 8 cans of Pringles remaining: original, sour cream and onion, barbecue, salt and vinegar, cheddar, ketchup, honey mustard, and ranch. 5 of them contain something good, 3 contain something bad, so you have a 62.5% chance of drawing good, and the Pooh Brown Power Veto is still in play, so bear that in mind. So again, if you are not Curtis, Gina, Dustin, or Kendra, because they've already gone, you have until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to privately message me yes or no, and if yes, which of the 8 remaining Pringles cans you want. Okay, now let's move on to our usual Wednesday feature, the number of alliance chats. So last week we had 2, and I can reveal that excluding the 4 political party chats that I created prior to the start of the season, there are currently 4 active alliance chats in the game. So we've grown by 2. I can't really say much about it, except, yes, we're growing, which is a good thing. We're still a bit lower than previous seasons, but that's okay. And all 4 of the political party chats are active, some more than others. I did say earlier this week that 2 of them died, but they've been revived. So really, we have 8 chats. So I think we're right about where we should be. Outside of those 4 political party chats, I believe almost everybody, and I'm not saying this for fact because I'm just going through it in my head, I believe almost everybody is in at least one of those 4. I think there's only 1 person who's not in any of them, but I don't know that, so don't quote me. Plus, I probably shouldn't say it anyway, but I think there's only 1 person who's not in any of them. But, it's never too late. It's still relatively early. We've had 2 relatively straightforward weeks. So, it's definitely not too early. The game is still very, very young. We're at day 15 out of, 85, so there's still lots of time to go. Okay, next, let's get to the public votes. So that was also a bit of a low turnout. Now, mind you, it was public, and I'm sure a lot of people, both alumni and fans, didn't really want their name out there. Because last season with the Willy Wonka vote, I think I was up to 50 one week. I can't remember the numbers, but it was a lot. There were 13 votes, and of course this is public, so you should already know this by now, but It was 13-0 against Paige. So Paige has one extra eviction vote. The 13 house guests were, or 13 people who voted against Paige were Brazil from season 4 and 5, Alexander Viver, who rejected me for the Hive 3 times, whoops, Bridget from season 7, Queen, Sean Darrow, who? Curtis Platt from season 4 and 5, obviously. I either have to say Curtis Platt or Curtis with a C, because there's now 2 Curtises. Curtis, I bet you, was thinking, Curtis with a C, because it's spelled correctly. Anyway. Anne Claire, who is a house guest this season, voted against Paige. Spicy. We're going to get to Anne Claire in a second, because there's more that meets the eye with that one. Javier, obviously, from season 7. Joanne, extra whip. I need more glow content. I want to see more of Glow and her snow globe boobies. Rhonda from Extra Whip in season 6. Owen, season 7. Karen, season 6. Shout out. And Ryan Taylor, who, if I recall correctly, was on one of my Endure interviews once. And if I recall, he just sat there and didn't say anything. Kind of like the centerpiece at like your Thanksgiving dinner. Just kind of like all those random gourds. Like, I don't know. Didn't make any sense. And Chantal Washington. Also never heard of her. An interesting spelling to Chantal. Chantell. I've gotten used to that other Chantal. Okay, let's... 13-0 against Paige. So not even close. But, yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Speaking of Anne Claire, I think I can get to this next. Anne Claire has decided to play a colossal advantage in the next head of household competition, which means, which we already know, because I said it yesterday, is the survey competition. So she played in a colossal advantage. Now, was she the only person, or did somebody else play one? Because if 2 or more house guests play a colossal advantage, they get canceled out, and they are flushed. The house guests lose them. I can reveal that the total number of house guests who played a colossal advantage this week for this head of household competition was 1. Anne Claire, you have a colossal advantage. It worked out for Gina. Will it work out for you? Because, I mean, it gives you about 90% odds, but, you know, every weatherman is wrong a lot. So, oops. What's that thing? Even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So all the other house guests want to be that broken clock at that correct time. All right, now it is time to get to the eviction vote. So Glow, Paige, your fellow house guests have cast their votes to evict, and I have the results. When I reveal the results of the eviction vote, the evicted house guests will have about 15 minutes to say their goodbyes, gather her belongings before I kick you the fuck out of the Facebook group chat. Okay? Here we go. By a vote of 11-1, Paige, you are evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 8 house. Paige, it's me, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've been impeached from Congress for touching that intern's tatas. I may have touched her tatas, but I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Hasta la vista, baby. Paige, you have about 15 minutes to say your goodbyes before I kick you the fuck out of the Facebook group chat. Thanks for playing. Better luck next time. Hey, and first of all, the extra slip is clearly cursed because Alex gave it to Kendra week 1. Kendra got something bad out of it, solitary confinement. And now Kendra gave it to Paige. And even that she's now out of the game. So that extra slip, I don't know if I would want it at this point. Paige, there's definitely been you're definitely a polarizing character in the Big Brother Cheesecake community. Some people love you, some people hate you. I'm going to speak to my own personal experiences with you, and I will tell you that we have played about 5 orgs together. You have always been loyal to me. You were always my ride or die, and we've played, like, we just, when it comes to our strategic and social games, we just kind of jive and we just click and we just work together really well. And so I really had high hopes for you coming into this game, and unfortunately, you had some personal issues outside of the game, which you did talk about in the group chat, but I'm not going to say it on the air. And I genuinely hope that everything goes well for you with that issue. You were very inactive, probably the second least active person this season. Of course, Ken being the least. But some of the house guests did catch that you were playing in other orgs. I know you're in Hamilton High because I'm an alum of that org. And you were playing Battlestar Galactica or something. So unfortunately, and you were, the one thing was you were active in the main chat, but then you left people on red. And so, unlike Ken, who just didn't do anything, so people kind of caught on to that. And I think by the time you tried to get into the game, it was too little too late. But I thank you so much for playing, and again, if you and I've also played your org. You host an org called Pimpin', where it's like a sex org where, like, you know, whoever jizzes the most into a container wins immunity. It was a lot of fun. I somehow didn't win that comp. I came close though, and like I remember there was an idol. It was a wall of penises, and you had to pick out a penis every day, and if one of them held an idol behind it. Yeah, it was fun. I liked that game. Okay, now it is time to get to the next Head of Household competition. Free from the threat of eviction, the Head of Household wins the perks of their private HOH bedroom and bathroom, a fruit basket with Arby's, a video from home, and the responsibility of nominating 2 of their fellow house guests for eviction, and they will earn safety for their political party, and they will get to add a slip to the Pringles party, whether that's good or bad. And they will also get to choose a Monopoly color set, which will be used in a future Monopoly-themed Golden Power Veto competition. Kendra already has the orange, so the available options are purple, light blue, pink, red, yellow, green, dark blue. Before I get into the competition... Oh, and Kendra, as outgoing head of household, you are eligible to compete as per the Ken Jennings effect twist. This competition was interesting. Very interesting, actually. As Big Brother Cheesecake goes on, I have noticed more and more that house guests who play the game are sharing their cheesecake list. Now, I expect it in All-Stars because everybody's playing for at least a second time. This season, though, people went wild with the sharing. Like, absolutely wild. And the chats were completely on fire today. Lots of sharing left, right, and center. And I'm very curious to see if all of that sharing pays off, or if people are lying and have sent out fake lists. Time will tell, but it will definitely be spicy. That's for sure. Okay, so, Anne Claire, you have a colossal advantage. And what that means is, if you get 1, 2, or 3 questions wrong, you get to stay on your podium. You do not have to step down. So you have 3 bonus lives. So if you get 4 questions wrong, you are eliminated, whereas everybody else would be eliminated on their first incorrect answer. Okay, is everybody ready? This is so exciting. Then let's begin. This is so exciting. Okay, here we go. Is everybody ready? Question number 1 is... number 1. Okay. I don't think that's ever happened before. This season had the widest margin between first place and last place, the difference being almost 10 average points. Saying true, Davey and Curtis. Saying false, Anne Claire, Dustin, Gina, Zachy, Kendra, Alex, Jonathan, Penny, Brooke, Flo, Sean. The correct answer is false, which means Davey and Curtis, you have been eliminated. Meaning, Kendra, you're the last liberal left. Okay, next question. Wow! I swear. That has definitely never happened. Question 2. With 4 house guests ranking it dead last, Aperol Spritz had the lowest average score. Saying true. We have Anne Claire, Kendra, Penny, Brooke, Glow, Sean. Saying false. Dustin, Gina, Zachy, Alex, Jonathan. The correct answer is false, which means Anne Claire, you lose you've used one of your extra lives, and that also means Kendra, you are eliminated. Penny, Brooke, Glow, Sean, all the conservatives wiped out in one question. So remaining, we have Anne Claire, Dustin, Gina, Zachy, all the NDPs, wow, and Alex and Jonathan. I want to make sure that's right. Sorry, give me 1 sec. So Kendra's out. Yes. So Alex, Jonathan, Zachy, Gina, Dustin, and Claire. So it's a battle between the Bloc Québécois and the NDP. All right. Next question is... If I draw number 3, I swear it's not rigged. I promise you it's not rigged. Okay, I swear on my father's grave, I'm literally just picking them at random. Number 3. Despite 3 people ranking it first, Espresso Martini finished in 15th place with a dismal average score of 12.71. Okay. Saying true is Anne Claire, Dustin, Gina, Zachy, and that's it. Saying false is Alex and Jonathan. The correct answer is false, which means Dustin, Gina, Zachy, you have been eliminated, and this leaves Anne Claire, who you've now used your second life, Anne Claire, Alex, and Jonathan. One of the 3 of you will be the new head of household. I swear to God. I better not. Are you ready? I'm gonna actually do one of these things. I'm not looking, I promise. I'm so afraid. No, I avoided it this time. Number 10. Okay, number 10. There was an exact tie between Guava Daiquiri and Raspberry Lemon Drop. Saying true is Alex. Saying false is Jonathan and Anne Claire. The correct answer is true. So Jonathan, you have been eliminated. Anne Claire, that was your 3rd strike. So now the colossal advantage is gone, although you needed it. It's down to Anne Claire of the NDP and Alex of the Bloc Québécois. Who will become the new head of household? It's time to find out. It's so exciting! Okay, here we go. Eight. Bailey's Mudslide, Dirty Martini, and Rum and Root Beer Float all had at least 1 person ranking it first and at least 1 person ranking it last. Saying true, Anne Claire. Saying false, Alex. The correct answer is false, which means Alex, congratulations, you are the new head of household. This means Bloc Québécois, Alex, Jonathan, Penny, you are safe for the week. And it also means Anne Claire's colossal advantage should not pay off. Alex, you have until a slightly earlier time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, tomorrow night, to privately message me your 2 nominees and the reason why. And congrats on winning your 2nd head of household. That is impressive. So, what will happen in the Pringles party? Find out tomorrow. Friday, who will Alex nominate for Eviction? And who will get picked to play in the Golden Power Veto competition? And I will have details on the Temptation competition. Saturday is Extra Whip, where Paige will dish the dirt with Corey, Michael, Joanne, Rhonda, and myself. Sunday is the Golden Power Veto competition, to a brand new competition that is so much fun, at least for me. Monday is the Golden Power Veto ceremony. Tuesday, the final 2 nominees plead their case, and we will get to see what happens in the Temptation competition. And Wednesday is the next live eviction and head of household competition, where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 8 house, get impeached from Congress, and lose their shot at the $800 cash prize. I'm Andrew Chefs of Moonves. Take care, and remember, a week is a long time in politics. Good night.